Namaskaram. Welcome back to my mythology channel. I am going to be resuming Vishnu's Dashavataram and I am going to be resuming his seventh avatar, Rama's story. In my previous video, you would have seen about the birth of Rama and how he met Sita, which was in Balakand. Now, this is Ayodhya Khand. Let's see what takes place in this. So, after the marriage of the four princes, Bharata and Shatrughna left for Kekeya. Kekeya, the king of Kekeya is King Ashwapati. King Ashwapati is the father of Kaikeyi, Bharata's mother. So Bharata and Shatrughna left for their grandfathers. Dasharatha was very happy and all with his sons. Rama was the one who excelled in everything. He was the avatar of Vishnu, but no one knew this. So one day Dasharatha decided to crown Rama as Yuvaraja. First he decided he needed to consult the kings, all the kings. Then all the kings started arriving to Dasharatha's palace on royal order. He had forgotten to invite Janaka of Mithila and King Ashwapati of Kekeya, but then he thought that they would be happy when they hear the news. So he asked the kings, "I'm going to crown my son Rama as the king. Are you all okay with it?" The kings told, "We are okay with it. We really want Rama as our king." And Dasharatha asked, "If I have been a good king, then why would you want to crown my son a king?" Then the kings replied, "Rama is loved by the world, O king. Please crown him as fast as possible." Dasharatha was pleased. He consulted his ministers, and Vashishta and Vamadeva started arrangements for Rama's Yuvaraja crowning. Yuvaraja means crown prince. Dasharatha ordered his minister and charioteer Sumantra to bring Rama. As ordered, Sumantra brought Rama. Dasharatha told Rama, "Oh, my son, I have decided to crown you as Yuvaraja. I am growing old and I am worried that I might die. So it's better I want to see you become king while I live." And Dasharatha started explaining kingly duties to Rama. Meanwhile, Rama's friends carried the news of Rama's Yuvaraja crowning to Kausalya. When Kausalya heard the news, she was surprised and really happy. That day, Kausalya's palace was filled with rejoicing. Kausalya, Sita and Lakshmana were playing to Lord Narayana. At that time, Rama walked in and he himself told Kausalya that he had been decided to be crowned as Yuvaraja by the king Dasharatha. She was really happy and she started blessing Rama. Vashishta advised Rama and Sita, and Rama and Sita carried out the duties they needed so that Rama could be Yuvaraja. Everyone was happy. Entire Ayodhya was happy because Rama was a just man, a kind man, and they really loved him and they wanted him to be the king. Kausalya was giving away cows and Dasharatha was giving away treasures. One of Kaikeyi's maid, Mandara, who had come with her from Kekeya, she asked Rama's nurse, why was Kausalya giving away cows and why was Dasharatha giving away many treasures? Then Rama's nurse told that the king had decided to crown Rama as Yuvaraja. Mandara immediately hobbled over to Kaikeyi and she told Kaikeyi, "Hmm, stop sitting there, you woman. A flood of misery threatens you. Come on, get up and do some action." Then Kaikeyi told, "What's the news, Mandara?" Mandara told, Rama, Dasharatha has decided to crown Rama as Yuvaraja. Kaikeyi was very happy. She told Mandara, "Since you have brought me such happy news, take these jewels." Then Mandara just threw away the jewels and told, "I pity your foolishness, Kaikeyi. You realize when Rama becomes monarch of the earth, you and Bharata will suffer. Kausalya will also treat you badly because you have treated her badly in the past. If Rama becomes king, he will surely send Bharata to exile. And that will be the end of you and your son." Kaikeyi was convinced. She told Mandara, "Then I'll get rid of Rama this very day." "But how?" Then Mandara told, "You already have a method, Kaikeyi. You once told me that when King Dasharatha had gone to the battle against the Asuras on the order of the Devas, your husband was grievously wounded, and you are the one who rescued and healed his wounds. He promised you 2 wounds, but then you told, 'I will ask the wounds when I need them, my lord.' Remembering this story, I remember the story out of affection for you. Now is the time to take the 2 boons. You must use 1 boon for sending making Bharata as Yuvaraja, and the other boon for sending Rama to exile for 14 years. Then Kaikeyi told, "Why only 14 years? Why not for life?" Then Mandara told, "No, no, no, no. Then nobody will be happy. Then everyone will desolate you. And surely everyone in the kingdom will die, and Bharata will have no one to rule. And no one will even permit for life. So 14 years is good enough." Then Kaikeyi told, "Okay, so how am I to bring this in a good way? In a way that the king will fall into my trap?" Then Mandara told, "Go to the room of anger, remove your ornaments, and stay there, lying down, till Dasharatha comes, and then you can ask your boons." Kaikeyi did as she was told. Then when Dasharatha heard that Kaikeyi had gone to the room of anger, he also came there and asked Kaikeyi why she was sad. "Had anyone done any harm to her? I will punish that person." And Kaikeyi told, "Then you must promise me something. You must promise to do whatever I say." Then Dasharatha told, "Okay, I'll do." Then Kaikeyi told, "Remember those 2 boons, O scion of Raghu. I seek those 2 boons now." Kaikeyi reminded Dasharatha of the 2 boons, and Dasharatha told, "Okay, you can ask the 2 boons." Then Kaikeyi told, "The 2 boons are, 1 boon is crown Bharata as Yuvaraja, and the second boon is send Rama to exile in the Dandaka forest for 14 years." Then Dasharatha fainted. He thought it was a dream. Then he woke up and he told, "Oh, cruel woman! What harm has Rama done to you? You often have told me how much you love our Rama. How will Kausalya take this news? And what about Sita? Why have you asked such a boon? Oh my god, if I order Rama now, he will definitely follow what I say, because he will never disobey me. You have Tone down this family, O Kaikeyi. I disown your hand, which I had hold it before the sacred fire. Then Kaikeyi told, O Lord, do not break your promise. Remember your never promise breaking ancestors. Remember King Shibi, who cut out his own flesh to save a dove from a hawk. And remember King Alaraka, who gave away one of his eyes just to a blind man. Why can't you exile Rama? You must keep your promises. Dasharatha started crying and he never slept. The next day, when all the everyone at Ayodhya was rejoicing and all the music woke Dasharatha up, he was really sad that he couldn't crown Rama and he had to exile him. So he immediately ordered for Sumantra to come there. Sumantra came. Dasharatha ordered Sumantra to bring Rama. Rama was meanwhile performing puja, saying the Gayatri mantra in front of goddess Durga. Then when he heard of his father's order, Rama was sitting in Sita's chambers. So he thought, oh, it must be Mother Kaikeyi. She must be really happy about the coronation. And then he went with Sumantra to meet Dasharatha. Then when he met Dasharatha, Dasharatha fell down and he could not even speak anything. Rama asked, why is King Dasharatha, why is father like this? Please tell me, Mother Kaikeyi. Then Kaikeyi told, oh Rama, your father, he wants to break his promise but he can't. I will explain to you what I mean. Then Kaikeyi explained about the two boons and how Dasharatha, she had asked Dasharatha to give the two boons as crown Bharata as Yuvaraja and exile Rama to the Dandaka forest for 14 years. Rama told, then I shall leave Ayodhya this very day, but I have only one sorrow. Why can't the king say it to me himself? Kaikeyi told, he's ashamed. Don't worry, he'll get better. You better leave fast, then only he will put an end to this sorrow. Meanwhile, Kausalya was performing yajnas for her son. Then Rama and Lakshmana came in. And Kausalya started showering Rama with boons, thinking that he was going to be crowned Yuvaraja that day. But then she was wrong. Rama told her everything, and Kausalya, overcome with sorrow, fell down to the ground. Then Lakshmana could not control his grief and anger. He told, I shall kill anyone who stands with Bharata. I shall tear open this earth for you. I shall even fight the Devas, Asuras, or any celestial being. But then you will be the king of Ayodhya. Then Rama told, oh gentle brother, I am bound by my promise. I am going to the forest today. Rama went to Sita's chamber. Then Sita asked Rama, why are you here, my lord? I don't see any sages reciting mantras or anyone happily dancing or singing. Then instead you look pale with fear. And Rama told, I have been exiled to the forest for 14 years and Bharata is to be installed as Yuvaraja. Let me tell you how this came about. Then Rama explained about the two boons from Dasharatha to Kaikeyi and how she had claimed them. Then Rama told, treat my Bharata and my brothers properly. Support my mother Kausalya and stay here with my father Dasharatha. While I go for 14 years in the forest, then I will return back. Then Sita told, oh no, I can't. Please, What kind of ridiculous and unworthy words are you saying? Please, the forest will be like a palace for me if you're there. Please take me with you. Then Rama explained how dangerous the forest was. But then Sita could not convince. She begged Rama to take her along. When Rama still was not convinced, Sita became angry and she spoke angrily towards Rama. She told that I had been prophesied that I would live in the forest when I was born. Now those prophecies are coming true. Please take me to the forest with you. Rama could not withstand Sita's angry words, so he agreed, and he decided to take Sita along with him. Lakshmana, meanwhile, was also very sad about hearing about Rama's exile. He begged Rama to take him along with him, and Lakshmana would stand guard in the rear of both of them. Rama agreed. Then Rama gave away his treasures, clothes, jewels, and everything. He sent one of his messengers to Suyajna, who was Vashishta's son, and invited Suyajna to also take some goods. Suyajna happily came to Rama's palace and he accepted the goods. The treasures, I mean. Then a Brahmin, not a Brahmin, I mean a farmer who lived on the countryside. Also, farmer's wife told that farmer that to go to Rama to get some help, to get some cows. When he came to Rama, Rama told, "You, how far you throw your axe, that many cows on the banks of Sarai will be yours." The farmer threw his axe, not a farmer, I mean herder, and and it had crossed the entire place, the entire bank of the Sarayu. So all the cows on the bank of the Sarayu became the herders. Then Rama told, "If you want anything else, don't hesitate to ask." Then Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana went to meet Dasharatha. Dasharatha came in Kaikeyi's chamber. Dasharatha tried to run towards the sun, but then he fell down. He told Rama, "Please imprison me this day and take over the kingdom, please. Don't go to the forest." Dasharatha ordered all the queens also to come there, to Kaikeyi's apartments. But then Rama would not budge from his motive. Sumantra tried to convince Kaikeyi. "Oh Kaikeyi, do not follow the evil ways of your mother. Once your father, who had the ability to understand the language of anything, was laughing at the language of an ant, what an ant had said. Your mother asked what was it. Then he told, I can't tell you. If I tell you, I'll die. Then your mother didn't even care. She told, I don't care whether you die or not. I just want to know the reason for your laughter. Your father went and met the sage from which he had got this boon, from whom he had got this boon. And the sage told him, then you must go send your wife away from your kingdom. And when your father sent away your wife, your mother from the kingdom, he lived as happily as Kubera. Kaikeyi was still not convinced. She told Sumatra, King Sagra's son Asamanta was exiled to the forest, then why should not Rama be exiled? Then one of Dashratha's wise ministers, Siddhartha, told Kaikeyi, Asamanta was a cruel youth who threw children into the Sarayu. But can you point out any wrong thing in Rama? He's as pure as the moon. Then Rama told, "Don't say this, I have to keep my promise to my father. And why? What use are these riches and jewels? Bring me bark robe." And Kaikeyi was immensely pleased. She herself went and brought the bark robes. The three of them accepted it. Sita was overcome with shyness because she didn't know how to put it on. So Rama helped her put it on. But Sita's servants begged Rama Sita could stay there. Even Vashishta tried to explain that let Sita stay. Only let Rama and Lakshmana go. Sita told, "I do not wish to stay without Rama." Then Dasharatha told, "Then at least give your daughter-in-law jewels, O Kaikeyi. Let her at least wear jewels. You exiled Rama to the forest, but nothing was said about Sita. Give her jewels." So Sita wore jewels, and Sita was as her radiance was as great as the sun when she wore those jewels. Then Kausalya hugged Sita and with tears in her eyes told her, "Please do not despise Rama for being exiled to the forest for 14 years. Then Sita told Kausalya, "How can I despise my husband who brings me endless joy?" And Kausalya was told, "But still, are you sure you want to go to the forest?" Sita told, "Yes, I want to go to the forest. I want to stay with Rama." So Sumantra took Rama, Lakshmana and Sita in his chariot to outside the city. They kept driving. Everyone was crying. Rama ordered Sumantra to drive faster to end the agony. So Sumantra drove faster. Soon even not the dust of Rama's chariot could be seen. Dasharatha fell down in a faint and his crown fell from his head. Kausalya and Sumitra tried to console him, and when Kaikeyi came to touch him, Dasharatha told Kaikeyi, "You are no longer my wife, Kaikeyi. Do not touch me." Then Dasharatha went to Kausalya's palace that day. Dasharatha's sight had followed Rama, so he asked Kausalya to touch Dasharatha so that she could come back there. Kausalya and Dasharatha could not be consoled. Sumitra came to console Kausalya. She told Kausalya, "With the weapons of Vishwamitra and his own might, what does your beautiful son lack? He'll be protected. He has his dear brother with him. He'll surely return after 14 years." Meanwhile, the entire city of Ayodhya had followed Rama. That day they slept on the banks of the river Sarayu. But then Rama woke up Lakshmana and Sita and Sumantra early, and they started their journey so that the citizens would not follow them. The citizens were filled with despair. Why did we not wake up early? The prince who protected us like a father has abandoned us. Oh, we must return to Ayodhya. Ayodhya was filled with mourning that day. Sumantra took Rama, Lakshmana and Sita and the chariot with him on the boat. He rode across the Sarayu. Then when they reached the end of Kosala's capital was Ayodhya. Rama paid respect to the city of Ayodhya and Kosala. Then he sent to the countryside workers that they should continue with their work and end their um, sadness. Rama, Lakshmana and Sita continued. On the way they met the hunter named Guha. Guha welcomed them. That night they slept there in Guha's territory. Guha wanted to protect Rama, but Lakshmana was also awake. Guha told Lakshmana to sleep, but then Lakshmana told, "How can I sleep when I see my brother in such a pitiful state? I also will stay awake." And so he did. The next day, Guha ordered his men to take Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita across the river, and when they did, Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita proceeded towards Bharadwaja's ashram. In Bharadwaja's ashram, Bharadwaja told Rama, "I heard you have exiled for no fault of yours. I am really happy with you." Even Rama was happy. "Oh, the sage is so happy with us. Surely we must have done something good." Then Rama asked Bharadwaja, "Is there any comfortable place which is beautiful and which is away from here?" Then Bharadwaja told, "Yes, there's Chitrakoot mountain. You must go there. It's a beautiful place and you can enjoy there." So Rama, Lakshmana and Sita proceeded towards Chitrakoot. There they built a hut and they lived there. When Guha's messengers came and told Guha that Rama had reached Chitrakoot, then Sumantra left to Ayodhya, where the unhappy Dasharatha was sitting. Sumantra told Dasharatha, "O king, Rama asked me uh, to fall at your feet, and he pays respect to his mothers too." Lakshmana was angry. He told, "Dasharatha is not my father. He is an injustice person. Rama is my father, master, and protector, and brother and friend. I shall destroy anyone who stands against him." Then Kausalya really cried and came in front of Dasharatha. She told, "Why have you done this? Please, why have you followed Kaikeyi's words? Please do not exile my son. Why have you deprived me of him?" Dasharatha told, "I am helpless, Kausalya. Please do not treat your husband like this." And then that day he slept. Kausalya and Sumitra also slept in the floor. Then Dasharatha told the story well before they slept. "I know why I am reaping this fruit of actions. It's because of a past mistake I had committed. I was the crown prince, Yuvaraja at that time. I used to love hunting and it was the rainy season. I was good at hitting a target by hearing its sound. Once I heard the sound of a deer and I shot an arrow. It was not a deer. It was actually a Brahman youngster named Shravana Kumara." Shravana Kumara told, "Why have you pierced your arrow on me? Please take it out. I have not committed anything. I have not done anything wrong." "Then why have you killed me?" Then Dasharatha took out the arrow and before dying, the Brahmin told, "Oh king, go back to my parents. They are blind. That's why I was carrying water to them. Please go back to my parents and tell them about my death before they curse you." So Dasharatha immediately went and took a bowl of water also with him. Then the Ravana Kumara's father and mother were married because he had not returned after a long time. Then they heard footsteps. They thought it was their son, but then Dasharatha told who he really was. Ravana Kumara's father told, "Had you not confessed your sin, O king, then your head would have split into 1,000 pieces. Since you have confessed, you are fine. So take me to our son's body." They cried, and the father and mother offered water to his body. and they started chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Through their prayers, Shravanakumara reached heaven. And the sage and his wife also ascended to the heaven. Blind sage and his wife. But then before that, the sage told me, you will also die the same way by losing your son. And his words have proved true. Today my Rama is taken away from me. Ah, Kausalya, my senses are failing. Ah, Rama, Sita and Lakshmana, fortunate are those who will see them again. Saying that the Kausalya, Sumitra, who were tired and were filled with sorrow, slept. So did Dasharatha. The next morning, when everyone else came to wake up Dasharatha, they shouted, no! Dasharatha is no more! Kausalya and Sumitra started crying. Kausalya was inconsolable. I have been deprived of my son and my husband. Oh, I will surely die today. Then the Dasharatha's body was pulled aside. The family priests Vasishtha and Vamadeva and great sages like Kashyapa and etc. were discussing. They decided that there is a land, no king, there will be injustice. Rain will not come, and the land will be uncontrollable. We must immediately crown one of Dasharatha's sons. Then Vasishtha told, yes. He summoned for some messengers. He told the messengers to go and go to KK and bring Bharata back. And he also told the messengers that they should tell Bharata that all is well. So, meanwhile, the messengers went swiftly towards KK. Meanwhile, in KK, Bharata and Shatrughna were having fun. But then Bharata was sad that day. He told Shatrughna, I had a nightmare, Shatrughna. I saw my father falling into a ditch and I saw him riding on a donkey cart. I can't shake off my fear that I will never see him ever again. Then the messengers of Vasishtha arrived. Then Bharata asked, how is Ayodhya? Is all well? Then they replied as per Vasishtha's instruction. All is well, oh tiger among men. But then you and Shatrughna have been requested to come back to Ayodhya on an urgent matter. So King Ashwapati gifted Bharata and Shatrughna with gifts, and Bharata and Shatrughna left Kekaya and towards Ayodhya. Bharata wanted to reach Ayodhya fast. He used to travel even when his horses were tired in the night. He went without pause. He took a different route from which the messengers came. At last he reached Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, he saw Ayodhya filled with despair. He thought, why is Ayodhya filled with despair? And why is nobody happy? Why is it crying? He could not find anyone in the palace, so he went to his mother's chambers. Then Kaikeyi was happy to see Bharata. She came and told, oh Bharata, how was your journey? How is my father? Bharata told, all are well. But where is my father? Then he asked, why is everyone in Ayodhya so bad, crying? Something bad has surely happened. Then Kaikeyi told, your father has met the fate that all created beings must meet. Bharata was inconsolable. No! Alas, I am destroyed! How, he asked Kaikeyi, how fortunate was Rama who was able to cremate our father? Where is Rama? If he knew that I was here, he would surely have come and hugged me. And what was our father's last words? Kaikeyi told, your father's last words were this. O Rama, O Sita, O Lakshmana, fortunate are those who can see them again. Then Bharata asked, where have they gone? Kaikeyi told, the prince is in exile in the Dandaka forest with Lakshmana and Sita. Then Bharata asked, what crime has Rama committed? Surely he could not have done anything wrong. Your Kaikeyi told, your brother has done nothing wrong. Your father had come to crown him as Yuvaraja. When I heard of this, I immediately asked your father to make you as Yuvaraja and they make Rama exile to be exiled to the forest. Then Bharata was inconsolable. He told, oh cruel woman, why have you done this? You surely do not know my devotion to Rama. Oh, you have made me helpless. You have killed my father and exiled Rama. Then Bharata told the priest, I thought I had been rushed here so that Rama could be crowned as Yuvaraja. I was not aware of these events and nor did my mother consult me before asking such boons. I do not want to be king. Kausalya heard Bharata's cries and she came. Oh, why did you have to exile my son? Please. Then Bharata told, it was not according to me. Please, mother, forgive me. I didn't do anything. May the person who has done this drink polluted water all his life. May he spend a miserable life. May he have no children at all. May he clean the dust off others' feet. Then Bharata fell down with a faint. Then Kausalya told Bharata, fortunately you have not left the path of goodness. And then Bharata went and saw his father with Shatrughna with him. So then he cremated Bharata. Then Bharata cremated Dasharatha. After that, Bharata and Shatrughna were discussing. Then suddenly Mandara was walking by. One of the servants who knew everything came and caught hold of Mandara and he told Shatrughna and Bharata, this is the cruel woman who has bought the killing of your father and the exile of Rama. Shatrughna was really angry. He would have killed Mandara if not Kaikeyi had told Bharata to stop Shatrughna. So Bharata stopped Shatrughna, saying that Rama will never speak to us if he heard that we have harmed a woman. And so the next day, Bharata went around the city. The city told, O king, now you must become the king so that you can rule us. And Bharata told, you know the eldest son becomes the king. That is the practice and so it will be. How can I be? I will go to the forest and me and Shatrughna will take the exile and Rama and Lakshmana and Sita can come back. Then the people of Ayodhya were really happy. They told Bharata, oh Bharata, yes, you are really noble. Nobody can be as noble as you. A highway was constructed. It was really beautiful towards a place. The entire Ayodhya was filled with rejoicing. Bharata and Shatrughna, entire Ayodhya, all the family priests, Vashishta and Vamadeva, the three queens, all of them went to meet Rama, set off to meet Rama. On the way, they stopped at Guha's palace. Guha thought that Bharata had come to kill Rama, so he thought that if I won't let Bharata kill Rama, I will kill him now itself. Then he asked, Guha asked Bharata, why have you come here with such an army? Then Bharata told, you need not fear. Rama is my brother. I love him. I have come to crown him as the king. And Guha told, you shall achieve everlasting fame, O prince, because of your deeds. And so Guha arranged Bharata to be taken across the river. And on the other side of the river, Bharata went to Bharadwaja's ashram. Bharadwaja knew Bharata's intention, but he asked, have you come to kill Rama? Then Bharata told, if you sages have bad reputation of me, then I am totally ruined. No, I have not come to kill Rama. Rama is my brother, and I have come to crown him as king. Bharadwaja was pleased and blessed Bharata. He asked Bharata to serve, and that if Bharadwaja could serve his army. Then Bharata told him, it's not good to burden a rishi. How can we burden you? And Bharadwaja told, it's no problem. No, please, I want to serve you. And so, using his divine powers, he bought Indra's palace there, Kubera's garden, Apsaras, Devas, Gandharvas, and all the celestial beings also came there. And that day the army enjoyed it. Then the next day they woke up and the army continued to meet Rama. Meanwhile, before that, Bharata asked Bharadwaja where Rama was. Bharadwaja told that Rama is in Chitrakoot. You must go there and you can see him. Meanwhile, Rama was showing Sita's all the good sights in Chitrakoot. Then he saw all the elephants scattering away. Everyone was shouting. All the animals. He asked Lakshmana to check what is the reason. Then Lakshmana told a big army is heading here. Rama asked, whose army does it look like to you? Then Lakshmana was furious. I see a flag depicting a Kovida tree. Surely it must be Bharata who has come here to kill us. Then Rama told, it could be father also. If you speak a word against Bharata, I shall kill you, O Lakshmana. Bharata is not kill you, I shall consider you not as my brother. So, when Bharata saw some smoke coming there, he and Shatrughna went clad in bark robes towards there. There he saw Rama. And Rama hugged Bharata. Bharata told her how he had come from KK not knowing about his exile. And Rama asked, where is father? Bharata told, our father has ascended to heaven. When his heart was heartbroken. He was heartbroken at your exile. So he ascended to heaven. Rama cried, started mourning. Then Bharata told, do not grieve, O Rama. Let's offer water to father's spirit. So the four princes took water in their hands and offered water to their father's spirits. Then the brothers clung to each other, crying. When Rama saw his mothers, he fell at their feet. Then Rama sat down and Bharata started his talks with him. Bharata tried to convince Rama to come back, but then Rama had a fitting reply to every question Bharata asked. Then a priest named Jubali told Rama, "Oh Rama, do not follow the path of foolishness. You must come back to Ayodhya and be king." Rama was furious. "My father has definitely made a mistake in hiring priests like you, oh Jubali." Then two sages who were deep in discussion, they whispered, "If Rama comes back to Ayodhya, who will kill Ravana?" And so they started supporting Rama's talks. Then Bharata told, "Then at least the king's slippers, I have bought them with me. Wear them and give them back to me. I shall take them and I shall put them on the throne. In that way you shall still be ruling Ayodhya and you will be still in exile. And the day the 14th year ends, you must come and see me. Otherwise, I shall jump into the fire." Rama promised him, and then Bharata knelt down and he gave the slippers to Rama. Rama wore them and he gave it back to Bharata. Bharata took the entire Ayodhya back with him. He stayed in Nandigrama for 14 years so that he could be still in exile. In Nandigrama, he kept Rama's slippers and he fanned them. And then there's a small fact I'd like to share. See, Lakshmana's wife Urmila, she was also crying. Oh, Lakshmana's going. Lakshmana, during the 14 years he never slept. So Urmila substituted for his sleep and slept the complete 14 years. Meanwhile, in Chitrakoot, Rama saw some sages having some discussions. He thought that the sages didn't like Rama and they wanted him to go away. Then Rama asked, "Why do you want me to go away? I can go away if I have done any disturbance to you." The sages told, "No, we like you, Rama, but then your arrival has made us more dangerous for the Rakshasas. Made the Rakshasas more dangerous for us. That's the only reason." Where Kara, the younger brother of Ravana, terrorizes us. He and his army of 14,000 Rakshasas. Saying that, they left. Then Rama, Lakshmana and Sita proceeded towards Atri's ashram. Atri was one of the Saptarishi. He greeted Rama, Lakshmana and Sita with joy. Then Anasuya, Atri's wife, took Sita aside. She told Sita, "I want to bestow a gift on you, oh Sita. Please tell me how Rama married you." Then Sita narrated how she was born and how Rama took up the bow. How the great bow of Shiva was broken by Rama. And Anasuya was really happy to hear the story. She gave Sita very beautiful clothes and jewels. She told Sita, "These jewels and clothes will be of high use to you in time of need." When Rama saw Sita, he exclaimed, "Oh Sita, Anasuya has gifted you with a rare gift, truly." Saying that, they took leave of Atri and Anasuya's ashrams and all the Brahmins nearby. Then Rama, the scorcher of foes, made his way through the Dandaka forest with his wife Sita and Lakshmana and brother Lakshmana. Here ends Ramayana, the Ayodhya Kand. I will resume Rama's story in the next Kand, which is Ramayana Aranya Kand. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.